Well, holy smokes, Michael Andrew just broke the American record again in the 100-meter breaststroke at the U.S. Olympic Trials. Day number one, this was the semifinal. He broke his own American record. So let's go ahead and watch the race together, and then we'll do some commentary. We'll do some analysis on the video on the 100-meter breaststroke itself. We'll look at the split times, and we'll try and see how this is going to shape up in the final tomorrow. So just a quick recap for you guys. If you're not familiar, the U.S. Olympic Trials is going on in Omaha, Nebraska right now. It happens every 4 years. Because of COVID, we're now shifted to 2021. We're still calling it Swim Trials 2020. Michael Andrew here in the prelims this morning. He set his own best time, American record, U.S. Open record, championship trials record, going a 58.1. He was able to go a little bit faster here in the semifinal. He basically commanded the race the entire time. He was winning the whole time. You can see him right there in the middle of the pool. He goes out a little bit faster even than he did. I think he was a little bit more aggressive. You can see a little bit more pop in the stroke. I think this morning he looked really, really stretched out. This morning he went out in a 27.0 on the first 50. Here he goes out in a 26.83, and so he was out ahead of the field from start to finish. I think he was a little bit more aggressive here on that first 50, but what's most impressive about this swim is not just Michael Andrew, but the guy in the lane next to him, Nick Fink, who was able to go a 58 as well, which is really, really incredible. And you can actually see him gaining on Michael Andrew here in the end, really starting to fatigue at the very end of the stroke. And look at him pulling. Nick Fink is pulling ahead towards, not ahead, but he's pulling in line with him. So Michael Andrew was the 58.1. He came back a little bit slower than he did in the preliminary session. He was definitely feeling the burn at the end there. So just a quick recap, Michael Andrew goes out 26.8. Nick Fink was out 27.7. But then on the second 50, Michael Andrew was a 31.3. He was slower than he was in the morning, actually, on the way back. And then Nick Fink was a 30.77 on the second 50. So Nick Fink outsplit Michael Andrew by 0.54 on the second 50. So tomorrow it really could be anyone's race, because if Michael Andrew is pretty much capped out right now, he can't go any faster. Maybe Nick Fink has a little bit more to drop. If he drops another 0.3, it's going to be really, really interesting. Remember, top two will make the team. And it looks like it's shaping up to be a race just between these guys. I mean, Andrew Wilson is going to be right there. He was 59.0 in another heat. But still, I mean, it looking like a two-person battle right now. Maybe Kevin Cordes can pop in there just because he's been 58.6 before. He had the American record before Michael Andrew broke it in the morning. I just realized that my head is in the way of the time, so we're going to move that over. There you go. So just looking at the times really quick, Michael Andrew, 58.1. Nick Fink, 58.5. Kevin Cordes has been 58.6. I want to go back and actually watch and Cody Miller was a minute 0.66. He does not advance into the final. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. Cody Miller's got a lot of fans, and he represented Team USA. He's still got a chance to do it in the 200 breaststroke later on in the competition. So maybe if his speed isn't there, he can put some things together. He can qualify in the 200 breaststroke. We'd love to see that. But remember, this is only a semi-final, so nothing is done. The goal here was to get into the top 8. We saw Michael Andrew, Nick Fink, Kevin Cordes, Andrew Wilson, Max McHugh. We saw these guys do enough to get there. And really, the times were not that impressive. But what matters the most is what happens tomorrow in the final. Everything here, sometimes we over judge. I just did the quick recap video of the 100 butterfly because we saw an American record go down. But again, it was a semi-final. You've got to be top 2 in the final. Let's go ahead and watch the second half of this race because Nick Fink gained 0.5 something, almost 0.6 on Michael Andrew here at the end. Let's go ahead and watch just the last 25 meters. And you can see Nick Fink is in second place right now, and he's gaining. Every single stroke he takes, he's gaining distance per stroke on Michael Andrew. Michael Andrew's starting to fatigue. He fell apart a little bit. Quite a big spread. He was 26.8 and then 31.3. But here comes Nick Fink at the very end, And look at that finish. I think tomorrow is going to be really, really interesting in the final. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when we're going live. I'm doing as many race by race recaps like this as I can. I'll also do some overall session pre-show and post-show. I think I might do one after this video. So make sure you guys come back and watch that. Here's the race again on the entry. Perfect streamline. There's the pullout, hands down, and from above. All these guys, superstars on the start. I want to show you guys what the results page actually looks like. So here's the world record, 56.8, Adam Peaty. And then this morning, Michael Andrew was a 58.19. I was not expecting him to perform to that level. So this was really, really exciting to see that speed. And he was able to go faster, but it came at the expense of fatigue. So he was out in a 26.8, there it is. And then he came back in a 31.3. So dying a little bit. Here's what I wanted to show you guys on that 37. That's Nick Fink going out in a 27.7, back in a 30.7. That is a lot of speed on the second 50. If he can, I mean, just look at the math. If he goes out what Michael Andrew went, he'd be a 57.6. I mean, that's unbelievable. If he were to go out in a 26.8 like Michael Andrew did and maintain, obviously he probably won't be able to do that. But hey, let's say tomorrow he goes out in a 27.5, right? 27.5. A little bit more effort, polishes the stroke. He comes back in a 30.6. That puts him at 58.1. We've seen Michael Andrew be very consistent at 58.1. The question is, can he go any faster? And, Nick Fink has a shot to take him down. But remember, this is the Olympic trials. Top 2 is all that matters. It doesn't matter if you win the Olympic trials. You really need to be top 2. The question becomes, is Andrew Wilson or Kevin Cordes or even Max McHugh going to have something to say about that? I mean, realistically, guys, it's very unlikely that anyone outside of these top 5 really challenges for the top 2 positions, just because you have to go, there's so much more speed that you need to get there. All right, let me zoom in for you guys. So you have to, going a minute point 2 to 58 point anything is significant. We're not going to see swimmers do that kind of a jump between a semifinal and a final. This is really looking like a 2-person race and maybe the top 5. If one of these guys has an off race and, Kevin Cordes pops out of nowhere, he drops a 58 mid, boom, that could be the Olympic team right there. Anything can happen at the Olympic trials. That's what makes this competition so exciting and so much pressure and anxiety for the top athletes. So, and I've been there in person. It's quite incredible, and it's something to be a part of. So, I will be at the competition actually on the 17th through the 20th. So if you're going to U.S. Olympic trials, give us a follow on MySwimPro Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram DM, whatever it takes. Let us know that we'll be there. Maybe we'll give you a shout out. Maybe we'll give you a sticker. Maybe I'll give you a signed copy of my new book, Swim Like a Pro. But either way, hope you guys are doing well, enjoying the Olympic trials in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm about to hop on another live stream. Thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye now.